cleaned thoroughly by 4 o'clock, and the dining table set impeccably by 5:30, so that dinner may be served precisely at 6. Do I need to explain this yet again?
No, ma'am. I think I finally understand.
Finally! Here at Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast, we keep our guests well accommodated, and that means sticking to our schedule. I hope you are prepared for the demands of keeping this establishment in pristine condition.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be trying my hardest to keep up, ma'am.
I hope you will. Now, do you remember how to greet the guests?
I think so. Welcome to Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast, the best place for a little taste of the wild, wild west of the tropics.
Not bad, but I'll be keeping my eye on you. Any indication of incompetence, and you'll be looking for employment elsewhere.
Oh, dear. Yes, ma'am.
I'd be on my toes if I were you. I've seen more young girls pass through this place than you can imagine. She goes through 2 or 3 maids a season.
Goes through.
You know.
She murders them? Oh, dear. What have I got myself into, Beatrice?
No, she just gives them the axe. Huh? Sends them away.
To where?
The unemployment line.
She fires them? Oh, dear.
Either that or they quit. You can't handle all the pressure.
Oh, dear. Well, it's a good thing I have a charming presence and a sweet face. At least that's what my trainer down at Maids R Us said about me when I graduated from my training program. Yes, she said I had what it takes to succeed in any bed and breakfast. Good service, she said, requires nothing more than a charming presence, a sweet face, and a plate pot high with pancakes. Pancakes for the guests, that is.
Well, she never stayed here. You're going to need Band-Aids for the blisters on your feet to go along with those pancakes. And to think, I once had a charming presence and a sweet face, too.
Oh, dear, what happened?
The old lady used some of her own charm to turn the sweet face sour.
Ooh, this was quite the walk from the dock.
We must be nearly a mile inland. I swear, the sky was getting so dark, I thought we would start open up pouring before we got here.
Welcome to Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast. Best place for a little taste of wild, wild west in the tropics. How can I help you?
Hi, we're here to check in. Christina and Freddie Franklin.
Oh, Christine, it's so wonderful to see you. Do you remember me? Beatrice Kugelheimer, the cook.
Oh, Beatrice! I didn't even recognize you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. See, no more sweet days. Your aunt had told me you'll be staying here this week?
Yes, for the Notting family reunion. Oh, and Freddie and I are here on our honeymoon.
We were just married yesterday.
Is that so? Well, congratulations. Honey, can you please go find Mrs. Wilcox and let her know that her niece has arrived?
I'll find her out right away.
Poor thing's gonna get eaten alive. Well, I have to get back to the kitchen and finish preparing the afternoon shop. It's a snack in Western term. Christine's aunt makes us talk like cow people to the guests.
Stupid!
This place looks great. I couldn't have imagined a Western themed bed and breakfast until I set my own 2 eyes on it.
Isn't it fun? I haven't been here since I was a little girl. It'll be so nice to see Aunt Gretchen again.
And I know this place isn't the most romantic of places as a family reunion, but hey, free is free, am I right?
Well, this isn't really much of a family reunion anyway. It's only Aunt Gretchen that lives here. Somehow she manages to keep this place running all by herself. The only other family here this week are my cousins Stefan and Rachel. They're all that's left of the Notting family, really. At least the parts that we keep in touch with.
Howdy, partners.
Aunt Gretchen!
Little Christine. Oh, my, how you've grown. Why, you're a woman now.
Oh, Aunt Gretchen, you look great.
Thank you, dear. And this handsome young cowboy must be
Freddie, yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Christina's told me so much about you.
all flattering, I hope.
Of course.
So, Freddie, what business are you in?
Well, I want to be a police detective.
Is that so?
Currently, I'm the head security guard at a shopping mall. I haven't applied to the police academy yet, but
But he plans to apply soon. Freddie will be a big detective someday.
Well, I wish you luck. And how was the wedding?
Oh, lovely. It was exactly what I wanted. Just a small ceremony with me, Freddie, and a flock of white doves.
I'm lucky she even allowed me to invite the minister. Christine wanted a small yet simple wedding.
And of course, little Freddie looked adorable in his little tuxedo. Made me just want to pinch his little cheeks.
How sweet.
I'm just glad that we could make it out here for our honeymoon.
We really do appreciate it.
Nonsense. This is what family is for. It's like a honeymoon and a family reunion all rolled into one for you. And speaking of family, your cousin Rachel and her husband Robert arrived a few hours ago.
Oh, Rachel, I haven't seen her in years. Are those of us here for the reunion the only guests this week?
Oh no, this is our busy season. Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast is fully booked for the next 7 months.
This place looks beautiful. I haven't been here in so long, and of course, little Freddie can't wait for his pancakes.
Yes. Well, when your uncle died, I decided to renovate the main rooms and always have a housekeeper on staff to help me keep things tidy. I believe you met the new maid, Connie Carlson.
Oh yes, she has quite the charming presence.
And such a sweet face.
Yes, well, this is her first day. She's only been here for a couple of hours, and I'm not quite sure how much longer she's going to last. But of course, you already know Beatrice the cook.
Yes, Beatrice. We were just speaking, actually. I didn't even recognize her.
Yes, I deserve the credit for that.
Is the secret still here?
Of course.
Secret?
Well, this place has a little secret, but we're not telling yet, are we, Aunt Gretchen? Not unless you're a good boy, Freddie.
We'll have to wait and see if he can figure it out all on his own. That'll be a fun little game now, won't it?
If there's one thing you'll learn about Aunt Gretchen, it's that she loves to play games.
We play a variety of games in the evenings here. The guests simply adore it. And tomorrow is our weekly movie night. But enough chit-chat. I'm sure the two of you must be exhausted from the trip. Let me show you two lovebirds to your room, the Hoedown Honeymoon Suite.
Who was that? That sweet old lady can't be the same messy woman who hired me.
Oh, that's her. I've been working here for almost 2 decades, and Mrs. Wilcox has always treated the guests like cream and the staff like mud pies. It's like working for 2 completely different women.
Oh dear.
You'll get used to it.
What on earth is that?
Well, it's not Halloween, so either he's finally here to save us from the evil Wilcox, or someone's escaped the loony bin.
Welcome to Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast, the best place for a little taste of the wild, wild western tropics. Can I help you, sir?
I have a reservation.
Name?
The Night Crusader.
Oh dear, there's no one listed under that name.
You better find Mrs. Wilcox. I better get back to the kitchen.
Miss Carlson, what are you doing leaving a guest standing at the check-in desk?
I was just about to look for you, ma'am. I can't find the gentleman's name in the registry book.
You are not getting off to a very good start. How hard is it to find someone's name and show him to his room?
Sorry, ma'am.
Now, what can I do for you, sir?
A reservation for the Night Crusader.
Let me see here. No. I don't have a Mr. Crusader here. When did you make the reservation?
A month ago.
The only reservations I'm waiting on are for a Miss Camp and a Mr. Steele.
That's me, Steele. About a month ago, I was going by the name Steele. Warrior of Steel.
Oh, I see. Well, how nice. You have multiple personalities. They always say 2 is better than 1. Miss Carlson, will you show Mr. Night Crusader to his room, the Wyoming room?
Yes, ma'am.
There is no way I'm going to suffer through the agony of rooming next to the 2 of you. We'll just see what Miss Wilcox has to say about this. Go ahead, state your complaints. Miss Wilcox, I need a diversity right away.
Well, ladies, what is it?
I am not rooming next to these 2 barbarians. They hunt animals.
Would you prefer we hunt humans? How could you think of a Yankee I'd like to see hanging above my mantle?
You just disgust me. And you disgust me too.
Miss Matthews, we go through this every year. You know I stop the guests from hunting.
Yeah, we got as much right to hunt as you got to twirl them little needles back and forth. Hunting's why we came here. We got a tip that the best squirrels in any territory of the good old US of A are found on this here island, didn't we, Carl and Joe?
That's right, Mama May. There's nothing like hunting squirrels.
Well, yes, of course, this island is home to many of nature's most useful resources that... Wait. Squirrels, you say? Here? On an island?
It's pretty darn shocking that the squirrel populations haven't been controlled yet, ain't it?
But this is a tropical island. You'll never find any...
I know. You must be concerned about all them breeding multiplying. But don't you get too worried, ma'am. We'll take care of this here problem in no time.
And get some good squirrel meat in the meantime. We be killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or 2 squirrels for that matter. As long as there's some killing involved, I'll be happy.
Oh, Miss Wilcox, I come here every year to clear my mind, relax, and knit. If I have to subject myself with these 2 barbarians, I might just go a little crazy. And what? I don't know. But I can assure you it won't be good for you or your sister.
Miss Matthews, why don't you sit down and have a nice cup of tea while you knit? It's iced.
Maybe it'll help cool your hot Yankee temper.
And ladies, why don't you let me store your rifle in our locking cabinet? Miss Matthews might be able to knit more easily knowing the firearm is locked up.
Alright, we wouldn't want to do anything to get Mrs. Matthews upset now, would we?
There's nothing worse than Yankee on your top.
And who knows, maybe if we give her the chance, she could knit herself some clothes that fit.
Oh, well, pardon me for living, but I do have the right to dress as I please. There is nothing wrong with showing a little skin and to attract the opposite sex. I am a former Las Vegas showgirl, after all.
Miss Matthews retired from dancing to become a professional knitter. She is now our nation's current knitting champion.
I can knit 1 purl tube faster than anyone in the country.
And she is also president of the animal rights organization Mammals, Amphibians, and Reptiles Oh My. Now, with all of those interests, I'm sure the 3 of you can find something to talk about over a glass of iced tea.
I doubt it, Mrs. Wilcox.
Well, give it a try. When you're ready to go hunting, just find me and I'll fetch your rifle for you from the cabinet.
Aunt Gretchen, Christine was wondering if you had any more towels.
Of course, I'll get Miss Carlson to bring you some.
Thank you.
Say, who is this cutie?
Freddie Franklin, and you are?
Lola Matthews, national knitting champion, former Las Vegas showgirl, originally from New York City. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
And I'm Christine, his wife.
And pleased to make your acquaintance as well.
Say, you're a knitting champion? Honey, she's practically a celebrity. I was wondering, can I get your autograph?
Yes, well, it was nice meeting you, Lola, but Freddie and I need to return to our room now, don't we, baby cakes?
Yeah, excuse us.
Oops! I dropped your pen, Mr. Franklin.
Oh, thanks. Call me Freddie.
If you insist, Freddie.
Freddie, I said now. Remember what I told you about talking to strangers.
Yes, dear.
What's that, broad's problem?
I wonder, you sure have a way of making enemies, don't you?
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to the 2 of you berate me. I'm going back to my room to knit in peace and quiet. That sure is one Yankee gal with no class.
This is the last time I'm going to tell you to leave extra towels in the guest room, Miss Carlson.
What? Mrs. Wilcox, this is the first time you told me.
Don't get fresh with me unless you're in the mood to start looking for a new place to earn a paycheck.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Franklin?
Oh, ladies, I didn't realize you were still out here. Run along, Miss Carlson, and take your time. Now, how are the 2 of you enjoying the iced tea?
It's delicious. Now about our raffle?
Oh, it's as safe as can be. You won't want to go hunting now anyway.
Molly, and that's Miley, Maisie, Mikey, and Maddie. Molly suggested a short stay at this place.
Oh, good. I'm sure mimes will keep the mood here calm and quiet. Now, are you sure you want 3 guest rooms? I have a family room with 3 separate beds that would be spacious enough for all of you.
I need my own room, lady. I drive these kids from show to show, wash their costumes, and take 15% of their salaries. I don't room with them.
I see.
I think I would go crazy if I had to be cooped up with these mimes. Yes, just like that. I sure know how to find talent now.
Yes, well, your rooms are ready and waiting for you. Miss Carlson will show you.
Thanks. Come on, kids.
Why, Mr. March, I'm glad to see you finally come out of your room. Beatrice just put out the afternoon show. I hope you like saddle biscuits.
Ah, precisely at 3 o'clock, just like your brochure says.
Yes, we pride ourselves on being on time. I hope you will mention the promise of our service here at Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast in your hotel review.
But the brochure indicates that the snack is edible. Talk about an overcooked biscuit. I nearly broke a tooth on that thing.
Oh, what a shame.
I won't make mention of it in my review, though.
Oh, good.
I won't have any room to talk about the snacks after discussing the small room, the lumpy bed, and the view from my window of the large trash bin.
Oh, my. Well, I'll send Miss Carlson in to see if she can spruce things up a little for you.
Ah, the afternoon truck is out.
I'm starving, darling.
Hello, dear. Did you rest well?
Yes, the chance to lie down was just what I needed after that long flight.
These biscuits are delicious, Aunt Gretchen.
Simply heaven.
Why, thank you. I'll be sure to let Beatrice know you enjoyed them. Christine arrived a few minutes ago.
Ah, I'm anxious to see her. I just heard she just got married.
Yes, and her husband is a cute fellow. Let me go see if I can find her for you. I'll be right back, Mr. March.
How you do?
You look familiar.
Perhaps you've seen us perform.
You're stars of the stage,
We perform in over 45 different theatrical performances.
and always together.
Not to mention a husband and wife.
We are co-stars on stage and in life, aren't we, darling?
Yes, yes, yes. I remember you. Stefan and Suzanne Livingston. I saw you together in The Elms of Passion.
One of my finest roles.
Mine as well.
I should hope not. I believe I referred to your performance as trite and overstated, and your performance as self-indulgent.
Wait, did Aunt Gretchen call you Mr. March, as in Joe March?
Precisely.
The nastiest theater critic on the West Coast.
Correction, the former nastiest theater critic on the West Coast. I'm currently the nastiest hotel critic on the East Coast.
I remember hearing that you no longer write for Theater Monthly.
I now write for Hotel Weekly.
What happened? We just couldn't handle your jealousness, or was it just your bitterness?
I take pride in the bitterness, but the jealousy? Over what?
I can only assume wives with such contempt as you can be jealous of the artistic talents of the artist.
Trust me, my little friend. I consider myself fortunate never to have been mixed up with you or your crowd of overcomplicated, undereducated bohemians. Where did you even learn this nonsense that you refer to as art?
Well, for your information, we attended Juilliard.
Oh, Julia.
That's right.
Never heard of it.
I'm not going to sit here and put up with this.
Remember, darling, save this emotion for the stage. Practice your breathing exercises.
Stefan!
Christine, you look wonderful!
Thank you. I'd like you to meet my husband, Freddie Franklin.
A pleasure. It's so nice to meet you. And this is my wife, Suzanne.
It's wonderful to make your acquaintance, darling.
I've been showing Freddie around the bed and breakfast.
Told him about the secret? What is the secret everyone keeps talking about?
I'll give you a little hinty hint, sweetie. It's found right here in this room.
This room?
Notice anything out of the ordinary?
I mean, no, not really. But I'm not the most perceptive person, so.
I know, sugar face, but you tried. Don't forget, you were perceptive enough to know that you wanted to marry me.
Is that little cousin Christine attached to that man's arm?
Rachel, look at you. It's been years.
Hello, Stefan, Suzanne.
Looks like the family reunion has officially begun. Me and Suzanne will get us some tea.
I don't believe either of you have had the chance to meet my husband, Dr. Robert Shankland.
It's nice to meet you, and this is my husband, Freddie.
Wait, let me guess. Polish? No. With those eyes and those cheekbones, you must be Russian.
Yes, Russian was my first guess as well.
My family's actually Ukrainian.
So close, but they must be from Eastern Ukraine. Am I correct?
Wait, how does she?
Robert and Rachel are anthropologists, specializing in human origin. They travel the world digging up human remains in remote villages.
How morbid.
Oh, hello. We did see you there.
Would you care to join us?
No.
She doesn't seem to be in the best mood.
Don't mind him. He's just a bitter journalist.
So, Rachel, your mother was.
Ida, one of Gretchen's sisters.
My mother was Agnes, one of Gretchen's 4 sisters.
Wait, 4?
We're not really sure what happened to the fourth sister, but Aunt Agnes, Aunt Ida, Aunt Gretchen, and my mother were all inseparable when they were alive. The 3 of us practically grew up together.
Yeah, that's why these family reunions are so much fun to reminisce ever since our mothers passed away. The 3 of us really never see one another. We sort of went our separate ways.
Has anyone here seen my needle?
Needle? I've heard of looking for a needle in a haystack, but here at a bed and breakfast?
Silly. It's not a tiny sewing needle. It's a big needle used for knitting. I put it somewhere and I can't seem to find it. Well, hello again, cutie.
Hi?
Lola, why don't you try looking for your needle in your room? I'm sure you'll find it there.
Thanks for the advice.
Well, I think Robert and I better get back to our room and finish unpacking. We'll have to do some more catching up later.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, me and Suzanne better get back to our rooms as well.
We'll see you at supper, darling. Well,
Well, what?
what do you have to say for yourself?
About what?
Your eyes look like they're practically going to bulge out of your head whenever little Miss Knitting Needles is around.
Oh, babe, you know I only have eyes for you.
If I catch you looking at her one more time, I'll scream bloody murder.
I didn't look at her, I swear.
No, that wasn't me. That sounded like Aunt Gretchen.
Aunt Gretchen's on the floor in the hallway.
What? Bring her in here.
I think there might be something wrong with Mrs. Wilcox.
Not sticking out of her back might be the problem.
Is she unconscious?
No, she's dead.
What is all that racket? We heard her scream.
The old lady's dead.
Dead? Oh dear.
No! No! If only I had been quicker, more efficient, this innocent blood wouldn't have been spilled. Whoever did this, whoever is responsible for this gruesome act, will pay.
Is he serious?
That knife came from the kitchen. Someone must have stolen it while it was in there. That means Mrs. Wilcox was murdered with her own knife.
Oh dear.
This note was found on the floor by Mrs. Wilcox's body.
written in this creepy orange ink. There was an old woman named Gretchen. The thought of her kept me up wretched. I took a sharp knife and ended her life, but me you will never be catched.
It sounds like someone had it in for it, Gretchen.
That poem is kind of catchy, though.
Well, what are we going to do with Aunt Gretchen? We can't just leave her here in the middle of the living room.
Don't they normally put bodies on ice?
We have some ice in the freezer.
Me call a joking character.
That's one good thing about us Michael sisters. We're each as strong as an ox.
Who would want to stab poor Aunt Gretchen? That's murder. There's been a murder at the family reunion.
I'm going to prepare a smorgasbord for tonight, filled with fried chicken, stuffed chicken, chicken pot pie. Since we decided to put Mrs. Wilcox's body in the freezer, I had to take out all the food to fit her body inside.
I can't believe that this has happened.
I'm afraid my review of this place just keeps getting worse and worse. Who wants to stay at a bed and breakfast with a murderer on the loose? That is a surefire way to ruin a vacation.
What are we gonna do?
Well, we're not the only people on this island. Isn't there some way we can contact someone for help?
This island only has our bed and breakfast, a large inn, and a surf and turf restaurant. The authorities are on a completely different island.
Well then, maybe one of us can walk to the inn, or maybe there are people at the restaurant.
Both are nearly 2 miles away, where this tropical storm is even worse. I don't think it's safe to go out in conditions like this.
Yeah, Beatrice is right. It looks terrible outside. We definitely can't go.
You mean we're stuck in here with a murderer?
Trust me, you'd be better off in here with a murderer than out there in this storm.
This, just a drizzle. You all should have seen the monsters I came across during my expeditions in Bangladesh. Okay, maybe this is a little bit worse.
I've tried every phone in this place and I can't get a dial.
Phone lines must be down due to the storm.
And you know there's no cell service on an island?
What are we supposed to do then?
You look like some sort of witch doctor. Can't you do a rain dance?
I believe you are referring to the rain dances of the Cherokee or other indigenous North Americans. Rain dances are traditionally performed when rain is desired. It's clearly already raining. We want it to stop.
Oh, and there's no rain stopping dance?
Not that I know of.
Freddie, this is your chance.
My chance? What?
To solve your first murder case.
I'm not even enrolled in the police academy yet.
So? It's never too soon to start practice playing detective.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Just use the skills that you learned in law security. If you do a good job, you'll get a gold star. And if you do an extra good job, you may even get a lollipop.
Do I get a picture?
This guy's gonna figure out who murdered Mrs. Wilcox. He's a 9-year-old trapped inside of a 30-year-old's body.
At least let him try.
Exactly. What do we have to lose? It's not like we're gonna have any contact with the police until the storm is over.
I know he can do it. I know you can, Angel Pie.
All right, Freddie, start detecting.
This is so exciting. A real live murder mystery.
Honey, Beatrice, why did you go up to see?
We're not allowed to sit on the job.
You won't be fired. Your boss is dead.
Yes, boy.
Well, I guess the first place we should start is figuring out how Aunt Gretchen was murdered.
I think the knife in her back may have had something to do with it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
surmise that Aunt Gretchen was stabbed to death.
Bravo! Oh, my little love bug, you're doing such a wonderful job. I'm so proud of you.
You're a fool. You just established the obvious. I'm going back to my room. Call me when you have solved the murder case.
God, that man seems to be in a permanent bad mood. It's a wonder nobody offed him.
Dear, you shouldn't talk like that, especially considering the situation at hand.
I suppose my comment wasn't for taste.
So, I guess the next thing you should try to figure out is who had the opportunity to kill Aunt Gretchen? Like, who had access to the hallway?
Well, who did have access to the hallway?
I suppose only the guests that were in their rooms.
Not necessarily. The kitchen leads to the dining room, which leads directly to the hallway. You can get anywhere in this place just from that hallway.
So then, I guess anyone could have had access to the hallway.
So, Freddie, who do you think is the murderer?
I don't know. I'm new at this. Give me a minute.
Hold it. Well, howdy, folks. I figured I'd mosey on out here to say hello and warm up. It's cold in that freezer, and there's nothing much to do. Not that it looks like anyone is doing anything useful out here. Connie, I thought I told you sitting down when you're on the clock is not allowed. And Beatrice, you should know better. Oh well, it's not like they can see me or hear me anyway. That tends to happen when you've been murdered. What are these folks talking about?
Who killed you?
I don't have the foggiest idea who murdered me. I was in the hallway, heading from my room to this room, when I felt a sharp pain in my back. I must have been stabbed from behind. Well, let's see if Freddie here is ready to be a detective, shall we? Maybe he'll be able to figure out who murdered me. Resume.
I still can't find my needle,
Sorry, Lola. We have a bigger mystery to solve.
but I need my needle. This murder has me all worked up, and the only thing that calms me is knitting. Say, Freddie, you haven't seen my needle, have you?
Remember what I told you. If I see you looking at her, I'll scream.
No, I haven't seen your knitting needle.
Well, let me know if your big, strong hands come across it, will you?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure your needle will turn up.
I hope so. Wait, what is that around your waist?
Oh, this? It's a Eurodito from a laundry plant in south of Nigeria. It's an apron made of skin.
Skin? As in animal skin?
Yes, laundress women traditionally wear a pigskin Eurodito after they've been married. It's similar to our custom of wearing a wedding ring.
You are an evil, cruel being.
Why?
Because your apron came from a living, breathing pig.
Yeah, because Robert and I were married by the laundress.
Tell me not another word. I cannot bear to hear it. If you want to wear something around your waist, you should try knitting yourself a belt. No animals are killed from knitting. If you ask me, you are no better than whoever murdered Mrs. Wilcox.
But only if pig was killed for her apron, not a human being.
It's no different. Maybe one day you'll see how it feels to have the skin and flesh peeled from your dead bones.
She doesn't seem to be in the best mood either.
Well, speaking of skin and flesh being peeled from dead bones, I should get back to the kitchen. It's nearly 6 o'clock, and I haven't even started cooking yet.
So much for the promptness we pride ourselves on. It figures I'm only gone for a couple of hours, and already the place has gone to shambles.
Alright, Rachel, let's go back to our room. We need a break from all this discussion about murder.
I would sure love to kick back for a while myself.
Maybe we should take a break too. A good nap before dinner could do us some good. It's been a stressful day.
What? I thought you were going to try to figure out who murdered me. Oh well, if you're all going to rest, then so am I. Back to the freezer for me.
You haven't seen my husband, have you, darling?
20 minutes ago and hasn't been back since.
I haven't seen him in here.
You don't suppose he's gone missing, do you?
It's a possibility. Maybe he's with Lola's knitting needle.
You are too funny. You have such a charming presence and a sweet face, and with wit like that, you'd have me in stitches. Have you ever thought of going into show business, darling?
No, I'm not much suited for the stage.
Try Hollywood. The camera would love your face.
I don't know. It sounds stressful to have to learn all those lines. I tend to freeze up when I'm under pressure.
There you go again. You practically have me rolling.
Say, Connie, do you know which is the key to the pageant?
I think it's right there in her key ring. Why?
We want our raffle back.
What on earth do you want a gun for?
We're going hunting.
Hunting in this terrible storm?
Of course. The rain makes all the squirrels hide in the trees.
Trees practically stuffed full during a head like this.
Squirrels on the island, you say? And you're going to go outside in this weather?
Heavens no! You Yankees don't know the first thing about hunting. Did you hear that, sister?
I sure did, Sister Hunt. We ain't going outside to hunt. We don't want to get all soggy.
I'm confused then.
We're gonna open the window and fire our rifle into the trees.
We'll go outside and scoop up their dead little bodies when the storm stops.
What a delightful thought! I don't think it's a good idea to fire a gun in the house.
We'll aim the rifle outside, not inside. Don't worry.
The cabin's empty.
Where's our rifle?
I don't know. It's gone. You're sure Mrs. Wilcox put it in there? I saw her with my own two eyes.
And my eyes too.
Somebody must have taken it out.
This is a violation of the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution of America. Someone's tampering with my right to bear arms. We got a thief here. What if whoever murdered Mrs. Wilcox is the same person who stole the rifle?
Then we'd have a murdering thief.
Or a thiever and murderer. Oh dear. Lola's knitting needle is missing too. Maybe the same person stole both the needle and the rifle. And the knife that was used to murder Mrs. Wilcox.
Did you say there's a thief in the house?
There sure is, Bub.
What do you call that get up anyway?
Get up.
Them there costumes you wearing?
They're not costumes. This is my Night Crusader uniform. Right now, I'm the Night Crusader.
What do you mean right now? Are you other people at other times?
Well, yeah, I'm a whole bunch of other different people.
Is one of them people a murderer?
Or a thief?
No, I'm nothing of the sort. A true hero never murders or steals from anyone. Anyone who isn't a villain.
So why do you wear those costumes?
I'm a devout follower of graphic novels.
I hear words coming out of those lips, but I don't understand what they're saying.
In other words, I like to read comic books, and I strive to live as my favorite characters.
And right now you're living as a Night Crusader?
You hit the nail on the head.
I didn't hit nothing. Don't you go accusing me of violence.
Oh dear, it's just an expression.
Well, this fella better watch what he's expressing, because it sounded to me like an accusation.
I'm pretty sure you were the one who accused me of being a murderer, which is impossible. The Night Crusader does not steal. He fights injustice, successfully hides his identity, and still manages to maintain a healthy relationship with the cutest chick in town.
Well, Night Crusader, maybe you could help us find the person who stole our rifle.
That's an injustice that needs fighting.
I'll do my best, ladies.
And I guess I should go back to my room and wait for Stefan.
Whatever you say, gal. Come on, Night Crusader. Out of our way, Mommy. Don't clear in a hurry.
They're on a mission to fight injustice.
We're on a mission too.
What type of mission would that be?
A mission to fill our bellies. I got a troop of hungry minds here, and that one's thirsty.
Oh dear, well, let me check with Beatrice. Supper should have been served already, so with all the excitement from Mrs. Wilcox's murder, we're a bit behind schedule.
All right, but if supper won't be ready for a while, can I at least get a snack or something? Watching these minds pretend to eat gets me awfully hungry.
I'll admit, that corn on the cob does look good.
Hello, I just came to see if there are any good books out here. All I brought with me are my field note journals, and I just can't focus on work right now.
I know what you mean.
What are they doing?
They must be reading.
I see. Reading anything good? I love a good romance novel. How can you read a murder mystery at a time like this?
Maybe she thinks it will help her figure out who murdered Mrs. Wilcox.
I see. A romance novel it is for me too.
Beatrice says it'll be another half hour or so before supper's ready. I baked some cheese and crackers to help tide you over. It's not exactly an authentic Western snack, but it's all I know how to do in the kitchen.
Thanks, Connie. Come on, kids.
Can I get some ice cream out of Shankman?
Oh, no thank you, dear. I'll just sit here and read until supper's ready.
Yes, ma'am. Let me know if you need anything.
I just don't even know what I'm looking for.
Just search around.
Christine?
Oh, Rachel, you're out here.
Yeah, I decided to do a little reading. I thought you and Freddie were going to take a nap.
Well, we were, but when we got back to the room, I decided that I just couldn't rest. Not until I know who murdered Aunt Gretchen.
And Christine wanted us to look for more clues.
Well, yeah, all good detectives look for clues.
That's what I told them.
I don't even know what a clue looks like.
Well,
Rachel, are you out here?
Robert, did you hear that? That sounded like a gunshot.
Where's Rachel?
She's right here.
Rachel?
At least she was.
Rachel!
She's dead.
No need to worry. I had a quick blackout. It must have been from the store.
We were panicking because of the blackout. Rachel's dead.
Not another murder.
Who did this? Which one of you did this? Who shot Rachel?
Carla Joan may have a gun. I saw it.
No, we do not. I mean, we did, but somebody stole it from the cabinet.
That's true. It wasn't in there a few minutes ago when we looked.
They probably had it the whole time. They kill animals, so why not humans?
You. It was you. Stop trying to shift the blame. You threatened her earlier.
You are accusing me of something I am incapable of doing? I do not believe in hurting any living thing.
We're not solving anything by standing around blaming each other. Right, Freddie?
Christine is right.
I have an announcement to make, everyone. As some of you already know, Freddie is going to be using his detective skills to try to figure out who killed Aunt Gretchen. Now, I guess he has to figure out who killed Rachel.
Wait, I am?
Hold it. I can't believe it. I go back to the freezer for a few minutes and look what happens. Another murder. Poor Rachel. I guess I'll have company in the freezer. These fools will never be able to figure out who murdered me. If I don't step in, half the guest list will be murdered before the night is over. Wait, how was Rachel murdered? A gun. Someone came into the room with a gun? The painting. The painting. Oh my goodness. The secret. And someone put a hole in my painting. Now, how can I get Freddie here to realize that the gun was fired from that hole? He can't see me or hear me. Move him over. You're right, I guess I could just move him. Up here. Make a good one. Right there. That should do it. Resume.
How could someone do this to Rachel?
Freddie, what are you doing? Get over here and start interrogating the suspects.
I am not a suspect.
And neither am I. I'm a victim of a Second Amendment violation.
Wait a minute. There's blood here. There's a trail of blood leading right to the body.
Where's Connie? It's her job to clean this one.
You mean that little me? She hasn't been out here this entire time.
And where's your husband?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a half an hour.
Wait a second. The blood leads directly to the secret.
Wait, what is this secret everyone keeps talking about?
I guess I should tell you now. Behind this fireplace is a secret passage.
A secret passage?
It's sort of a fun little doorway that everyone that stays here eventually finds out about. It leads directly to the back of the linen closet in the hallway.
Wait, there's a note here.
Rachel had to go, but who shot her, you'll never know.
Again, catchy.
Do you think whoever wrote that note and shot Rachel might still be in that secret passage?
Maybe.
How do we get this thing open?
Oh, it's easy. You just slip this latch back here behind the fireplace.
How is that possible with a fireplace there?
Oh, it's not a real fireplace. The builder of this house had a great sense of humor and built this false fireplace front just to hide this door.
Hold it! Well, this is certainly an interesting turn of events. I have seen a lot of things in my day, but never anything as low down and vile as an affair at a family reunion. Then again, I've also never seen a murder at a family reunion, let alone 2 murders. Suzanne certainly looks as if she wants to give her husband a piece of her mind. Shall we let her? Yeah. Resume.
So this is where you've been with this floozy in the secret passage?
Well, no, not exactly. Connie and I just went in there a couple minutes ago.
Then where have you been for the past half hour?
Well, that's easy. He was in my room hitting on me for a while.
Really? She had a heck of a time getting him to leave. Are you serious? You'd stoop so low as to put your lips on the hired help and this hit?
Excuse me. His lips have been nowhere near mine. I wouldn't give him the time of day.
And what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry?
Stefan knocked on my door a little while ago. I told him to get lost. I don't fool around with married men. Ha!
He's been hitting on you? And you too? You are a pig.
What can I say? I just want a little female attention.
Stefan never hit on me.
I would never get that desperate.
Carl Joe, look, it's our raffle.
Somebody must have stolen it from the peasants, brought it in at their passage.
Not to get in the middle of this whole love triangle. Heptagon. But does anyone else find it suspicious that Stefan and the maid were found together in the secret passage with a firearm? What with the trail of blood and all?
Trail of blood?
Yes, Rachel's been murdered. She was shot by somebody in the secret passage.
Oh dear, we only went to the passage a few moments ago.
A likely story.
No, it's true. I was just leaving Carla Joe's and Juana May's room, and I saw Connie and I asked her if I can see her for a minute.
Stefan told me he needed my help to rehearse his scene.
In a linen closet?
He told me he wanted to go somewhere where no one would bother us.
You mean where no one would find you? Well, guess what? We found you, tiny creep.
Calm down. This still doesn't explain how the 2 of you could have been in the secret passage and not have seen anything.
Well, we were in the hallway when the lights went out. It was pitch black. We couldn't see 2 inches in front of our faces. Someone rushed past us when we went to the hallway, and we couldn't see 2 inches in front of our faces. It was pitch black.
You know, I thought it was kind of strange that someone else was in the linen closet.
Wait, so that means that you 2 must have heard the gunshot, but then still felt the need to continue your little rendezvous?
Yes, Stefan's a dog who won't even stop for murder.
No, not exactly. I didn't hear the gunshot. There's been a racket in this place all night. I just thought it was another bang from the thunder.
So then who was exiting the secret passage as the 2 of you entered?
I don't know.
Well, that sounds like an easy accomplishment for an actor.
Or an actress.
Or anyone. Clearly there's someone pretending to be who he or she is not. Stefan and I aren't the only ones here with acting ability.
So if all of us came into this room after hearing the gunshot through that hallway, did anybody hear anything or see anything?
How could we? It was pitch black.
Right. Then I guess it could have been anyone.
2 murders and 15 suspects?
Oh dear, well, I'm scared.
I do not feel safe anymore.
You should feel a lot safer than the rest of us. You're the one holding the gun.
Good idea, Molly. Maybe if we put the rifle back in the cabinet where it belongs and locked it up, we'd all feel at ease.
Don't be too sure. Aunt Gretchen was murdered with a knife.
I sure was.
And besides, someone's already used the key to the cabinet to steal the gun. Who says it won't happen again?
Good point. So then maybe the evidence will be safer in the hands of the detectives.
Does anyone have any idea what we should do with this? Anybody?
You're the one playing detective.
Sweetie pie, that's your job.
Oh, okay. Well then, I guess everyone should return to their rooms and lock their doors.
They're hungry.
It is well past supper time, according to the brochure.
I should get back to the kitchen then.
Wait, but you can't go by yourself. Suppose somebody tries to hurt you.
Or suppose you try to hurt somebody.
I'll stay with her.
Thank you. Now the rest of you, go back to your rooms. Christine and I will stay out here and look for more clues.
Aw, you're so adorable when you get all authoritative.
Hey, wait! What are we gonna do with Rachel? We can't just leave her lying on the floor.
Me and Paul can take care of that. In the freezer you go and look up.
I better get back to the kitchen before Carla, Joe, and Rhonda may get there and realize I'm gone. That would be quite a shock.
So, Freddie, where are you going to look for clues?
I don't know.
I know. Whoever was in the secret passage had to have known that it was there in the first place.
Wait, well, who would know about the secret passage?
Well, those of us who work here know about it, and I suppose the guests that have stayed here before also know about it.
Well, which guests have stayed here before?
Suzanne and Stefan come here every now and then. Rachel and Robert have come a few times over the years, so I suppose the only guests I've never seen before are the Michael sisters, Nell and the Mimes, and that man dressed as a night crusader. And you.
So, about half the guests are here for the first time?
I suppose, but I've been working here for a very long time. I could have easily forgotten my face.
So what you're saying is that everyone's still suspect?
I'm afraid so. Well, I should get back to the kitchen and finish up. The chicken should be ready any minute, and if I don't hurry up, I will have a bunch of hungry minds ready to murder me.
Hopefully they don't intend to mind murdering you.
No, what are you doing out of your room? I thought I told you to stay in there.
I wanted to let you know something's been stolen from my room.
Not another theft. First a knife, then a knitting needle, then a rifle, now what?
My laptop. I went to take it out of the case just now. The case was empty.
Maybe I should have put that back in the cabinet.
Wait, was the laptop only missing when you returned to your room?
I'm not sure. I haven't used it since I arrived.
Wait, do you know what that means?
What?
That it could have been stolen hours ago. Any one of the guests could have it right now.
Well, thanks for letting us know, Nell. We'll keep our eyes on the lookout for missing laptops.
Thanks, Freddie.
The body's in the freezer. Any other homework you need us to do? I think that'll be all, Ron and May. You girls should get back to your room.
Well, this has certainly been an interesting bed and breakfast visit.
I suppose the murders have put quite a bit of stress on our honeymoon, haven't they? What in the world?
Did the storm knock out the power again?
Oh dear, Mr. and Mrs. Fraser, are two of you still out here?
We're right here, Connie.
Beatrice heard a fuse pop. The circuit breaker's in the mudroom right off of the kitchen. She's fixing it now. There we go.
Don't worry, we just had a quick blackout. Someone must have overloaded the circuit. Connie, can you please come help me set the table for dinner?
Yes, Beatrice.
What's so urgent about that? Don't most people bathe?
Yes, but he's not moving.
What?
What in the world
horseman just fell over in the hallway. This is certainly going to affect my review.
Everything all right?
I don't know. Something may have happened to Stefan.
Do you know what?
We found Nell's missing laptop. It was in the bathtub with Stefan.
Is Stefan alright?
Stefan's dead. The laptop was plugged into the wall and must have fallen in, causing the blackout. Stefan was electrocuted.
I don't understand. Stefan didn't bring a laptop.
Well, Nell just told us that her laptop had been stolen. Whoever took it must have thrown it into the water knowing that it would electrocute Stefan. Suzanne, tell us everything that happened.
Well, darling, when Stefan and I were sent back to our rooms, Stefan told me he was going to take a bath. Bubble baths tend to relieve his tension. And I told him he could do whatever he wanted because I didn't want to look at his lying, cheating face. I decided to give myself a facial because my skin was feeling a little rough. Healthy skin is essential for actors, you see. I applied a facial and some cucumber slices over my eyes to help get rid of the puffiness. Then I laid down on the bed. And the next thing I knew, I heard a sizzling pop. I took the cucumbers off my eyes and saw that the lights were out. Someone ran past me out of the room.
Did you see who it was?
No, darling. Everything happened so quickly. I called out to Stefan, but he didn't respond. And when the lights came on a moment later, I saw why.
We found this note next to Stefan.
Has there ever been someone who made you so mad the thought of the murdered would make you feel glad? I know that you think what I did was quite bad, and maybe it was, but I'm not feeling sad.
This murderer is sure some poet.
Who could have done this?
Don't look at me. I can't even figure out who murdered Aunt Gretchen and Rachel.
Hold it.
Rachel, let me introduce you to my new friends. They're helping me solve my murder. Well, our murders.
And based on the looks on everyone's faces, it seems as though there's been another murder.
Has there been another murder?
Yes.
Who now? Stefan. No, not Stefan.
Stefan?
Who is doing this? Who is murdering random guests at my bed and breakfast?
Aunt Gretchen, what if it's not random? I mean, think about it. First you were murdered, and then I was murdered, and now Stefan has been murdered. Do you not see the connection?
Yes, we're all related. Whoever is doing this must be targeting our family. We have to let Freddie know.
Don't be silly, we're dead. Freddie can't see us or hear us.
Oh, Rachel. I've already helped that beetle brain. You don't really think he could do this all by himself, do you?
Fair point.
I have an idea. Let's go for a trick check. Don't fall. This way. Over to the desk. Oh. You got fall. Stand. Take a good look. Resume.
I can't believe my darling Stefan is gone. Who would want to do?
Freddie, what are you doing with the registry book?
I have no idea.
Wait a second. Rachel's last name is circled, and Stefan's last name is circled as well, and Wilcox is circled where it says Wilcox's Western Bed and Breakfast. Who would circle those three names?
I have no idea. But they've all been murdered.
And they're all related. And they're all my family. Freddie, it's a good thing that you looked at the registry book. You're such a smart detective.
Oh, thanks.
Gather the others. Supper is ready.
Okay. Robert, Joel, Suzanne, gather the others. Let them know it's time to eat. I'll announce that there's been another murder at supper.
Oh no. Freddie,
What?
if everyone that's been murdered tonight is a member member of my family, then I could be next. I'm the only member of the Notting family left at the family reunion.
Supper was wonderful, Beatrice.
Oh, yes, Beatrice. If by wonderful, of course, you mean dry and tasteless, then yes, supper was indeed wonderful.
You are really starting to test my patience, Mr. March. There's only so much I can handle before I snap.
Oh, really? What are you going to do then?
You don't want to know.
Well, you may not have enjoyed supper, Joel. The mimes sure thought it was delicious.
I've never seen anyone eat so ferociously.
I told you they were hungry.
And by the looks of it, they're wearing half the cake we had for dessert.
Night Crusaders. Very thoughtful. Out for supper.
Night Crusader? I'm not the Night Crusader anymore.
You look like some sort of buffalo guy now.
I beg your pardon? I am no buffalo. I'm Yakman. 50% man, 50% yak. 100% destroyer of all that friends the Himalayas.
I've never heard of him.
You have, but Yakman knows you, for Yakman knows all.
Say, kid, where did you get your costumes made?
They are not costumes. They are uniforms. I make them myself.
Very nice. You know, the mimes could use something new to wear. Have you ever gave mime costuming a shot?
I don't see why not. They might look nice in some heather gray terry cloth leotards. I have some fabric swatches in my room if you'd like to see.
Sure thing.
Wait a second. Freddie, are we sure it's a good idea to let Nell go to the Night Crusader, Yakman's room?
We're only gonna look at some fabric.
Christine's right. I think everyone should return to their rooms and lock their doors.
Sure, there's nothing I'd rather do than spend some more time in my cramped little room.
All right then. Come on, kids.
And don't forget to lock your doors.
Mr. Franklin, I should really clean up the kitchen.
Connie, would you mind going with her? If we're to be out of our rooms, let's at least do it in pairs.
Yes, Mr. Franklin.
It's your thing. Freddie, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. What's up?
I still can't find the whereabouts of my missing knitting needle. Is there anyone here who you consider a knitting needle thief?
Lily,
It's Lola, sweetie.
Lola then. How can you be so concerned about knitting when 3 people have been murdered tonight?
I'm not concerned about knitting. I'm concerned about my needle. Think about it. The knife was taken from the kitchen and ended up in Mrs. Wilcox's back. The gun was taken from the Michael sisters and murdered Rachel. And the laptop was taken and killed Stefan.
What does this have to do with the missing needle?
I think the murderer might use my missing knitting needle to murder his or her next victim.
A knitting needle for the neck could cause some damage.
Wait, do you think this missing knitting needle is a clue?
Could be.
Well, thanks for letting us know. Now, can you please go back to your room? I'm getting dizzy.
Okay. But be on the lookout for my needle, would you?
She has a point.
I hate to admit it, but she is right. I'm afraid the needle could end up being the next murder weapon if we can't solve this.
Do you really think the murderer will come after you next?
It makes sense, doesn't it? I'm the only member of the Notting family left, and what better opportunity to take out an entire family than at a family reunion?
We shouldn't let the guests know we figured out a connection between the victims. From now on, we'll keep all the clues we find to ourselves.
Aw, you're talking more and more like a real detective every minute. I could just give you kisses all over, but what do we do now?
I don't know. I need to think. I just don't want anything to happen to you. I'd hate to see you impaled by a knitting needle. What would that make you? A Shishka bride?
Mr. Franklin, stop everything. We found the murderer.
Let go of me!
Hold this gallery down.
the meaning of this?
Look at what we found in this Yankee X suitcase.
Why, it looks like all kinds of weapons.
Yakman, what is the meaning of this?
Get her off me and I can explain.
Rhonda May.
Why do you have a suitcase full of weapons?
Well, you see, this is a deadly destroyer. And this is a sonic blaster. They're harmless.
How can they be harmless?
They're just props to go along with my uniforms. See? Watch.
No, the pain! Oh, they are harmless.
Why would I bring deadly weapons on a relaxing stay at a bed and breakfast? I am no murderer.
Well, how were we supposed to know they were fake weapons? They look pretty real to me.
Wait, how did you find those prop weapons anyway?
These two animals snuck into my room just now. That one sat on me, and that one went through my bag.
And why did you do that?
Who
Well, you
knows?
don't just expect us to sit around here while a murderer runs about this place, do you?
We decided to take matters into our own hands and find him ourselves.
Who knows what kind of evidence we could find in the next room we search?
Actually, there won't be any more searching in any rooms. I think it's best if you all return your rooms like you were told.
I don't think the other guests would appreciate you looking through their belongings.
They certainly would not. Get your hands off my uniform. They take me a long time to sew.
Say, what's this plastic wrap for?
Well, that's just in case one of them needs an invisible cloak.
Here you go.
Now that we have all that settled, can you please go back to your rooms? Your own rooms? There's a murderer with real weapons out here.
Freddie, I need to talk to you.
We got a problem here, Sherlock.
Wait, no, how'd you just come out of the kitchen? You didn't come through here?
We went into the kitchen through the dining room.
And why were you in the dining room?
The mimes were hungry and wanted a snack. We went to see if there were any more leftovers, but they were already cleaned up.
We just finished supper.
What can I say? The mimes get hungry.
They were spying on us.
We were doing nothing of the sort. We merely walked into the kitchen and overheard a conversation. A very interesting conversation that I think will help you with your investigation, Freddie.
Oh dear. Well, listen to a word she says.
Beatrice, please. No, come on.
When we were in the dining room, I could hear Connie and Beatrice having a heated conversation in the kitchen. I put my ear up to the door to try to figure out what was going on. That's when I heard Connie tell Beatrice that Mrs. Wilcox was the nastiest woman she had ever worked for.
Well, it's true. This is my first day on the job, and you should have seen how Miss Wilcox treated me.
I only met the woman for a few moments. Mrs. Wilcox seemed like the sweetest lady ever.
You were never under her thumb.
Beatrice said, and I quote, the old windbag got her just desserts.
Oh dear. It's dry-centered.
See, it's one of these two that murdered Mrs. Wilcox, and probably the others. In fact, Beatrice and Connie are probably in on this together.
I am not a murderer, and neither am I. I was simply venting my frustrations about my employer, and I would like to hear what your little minions have to say about you when you're not around.
How do you know Beatrice and Connie are telling the truth?
Why would I have waited this long if I wanted the old bag dead? She does have a point.
Maybe tonight you snapped. You did tell Joel there's only so much you can take.
Why were you in the kitchen anyway? I thought you were all staying in separate rooms, correct? If the mimes were hungry, why did you come along?
The mimes don't speak. They need my help to translate their actions into words.
A likely story.
It does no good to stand around here and blame each other. Now, Nell, go back to your room.
We'll get back to the kitchen, and hopefully no one decides to spy on us.
Ugh, come on, kids.
Oh, come on, Connie.
Stupid.
Hopefully that was the last interruption.
Freddie?
What is it, Joel?
This is urgent. I was sitting in my room trying to get some writing done in peace and quiet. I had to move from the lumpy chair by the bed to the even lumpier chair by the window. It looked softer than the chair by the bed, but looks can be deceiving, let me tell you. I will have to include that in my review.
Joel, I thought you said this was urgent.
Yes, anyway. Well, when I moved to the chair by the window, I noticed I could faintly hear voices coming from Robert's room. His room was right next to mine, you see, and I could hear the voices through the heating vent by the window.
Was Robert talking about the murders?
I don't know. I couldn't make out words, only voices.
Who?
I don't know. It sounded like a woman was in there with him, but we know it can't be his wife.
Why not?
She's in the freezer.
Remember that little incident with the rifle pumpkin?
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Thanks for letting us know. Wait, what should I do?
Maybe you should go see who Robert has in the room with him, Cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like this situation. Not one bit.
I'm sure there's a logical explanation for why Robert has somebody in the room with him.
There's been nothing logical going on in this place all evening.
Look who I found in Robert's room.
Suzanne?
You wanted to see us, darling?
What were you doing in Robert's room?
Well, I...
No, don't say a word. It's none of your business what you're doing in my room.
Wait, you were told to stay in your own rooms.
I did.
Do you realize how suspicious this looks?
What's suspicious about this? Robert and I were only having a discussion, darling.
You don't see anything suspicious about two people whose spouses have just been murdered getting together for a secret conversation?
No?
I'll bet. A murderous plan was in the works.
That sounds like an accusation.
That is an accusation.
How dare you accuse me of murder?
There wouldn't be any accusations if you had just stayed in your rooms like you were told.
Doesn't anybody follow directions anymore?
Lola, what are you doing with that 2x4?
Freddie, I'm sorry to startle you. I'm here on business.
Business?
Yes, I was sitting in my room with nothing to do, and it struck me like lightning. I should be your assistant.
Freddie already has an assistant.
Who?
Me!
Oh!
The girl is carrying a giant board.
It's for protection, of course. You don't think I'm gonna let somebody murder me with my own knitting needle?
Wouldn't bother me.
You're too funny, darling.
I whacked the person right across the head before they even got close.
That's it! We can't have people running around with real weapons! Someone is going to get hurt!
Or murdered!
Now, Suzanne, Robert, gather the others. Let them know I need to have a bed and breakfast meeting.
Hold it. Stefan, you haven't met our new friends yet, have you? They're helping us help Freddie.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We need to figure out who this murderer is before anyone else is, well, murdered. It's crowded enough in that freezer with the three of us, and I can't imagine trying to stuff another body in there.
Well, what's going on now?
They're having a meeting.
A meeting?
Yes. I wonder what they're going to discuss. Let's see, shall we? Resume.
Beatrice, Connie, get out of here.
What's the meaning of this? A bed and breakfast?
Sit down now.
I haven't been in any more rooms, I swear it.
Thank you. Now, can everyone please have a seat? Or stand if there's no chair. Thank you. After dinner, I asked you all to stay in your rooms. But guess what? None of you listened.
It's almost like you're a parent.
Some of us were dragged out here against our will.
Well, some of us thought we had a reason to drag others out here against their will.
You might all have your reasons, but that doesn't change the fact that there's been 3 murders, and we don't know when the murderer will strike again.
And, in case you haven't noticed, the murderer is somebody in this room.
If you ask me, I think it's Beatrice or Connie. I overheard them talking and...
Yes, we know. Some of you may suspect each other. But what I think the best thing for us to do would be to air our suspicions. And who knows, it may even help Freddy get closer to catching the murderer.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
May I start?
You have the floor, Joel.
As I told Freddie and Christine a few moments ago, while I was in my room writing, I overheard Suzanne having a discussion with Robert in his room.
There's nothing suspicious about the two of us having a discussion.
You were found together when you had been told to stay in your own rooms.
That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Did anyone ever think that these two might be in on the murders together? Isn't it funny that shortly after your husband was found fiddling with another woman he wants up dead?
If you really want to know the truth, Stefan and I weren't even a couple anymore.
Is she telling the truth?
I'm afraid so.
Don't look so shocked, everyone. Stefan and I were married for business purposes only. We acted together as a pair. We needed each other in order for our careers to survive. I wasn't angry when I found him with Connie. He was only my husband. You think I was in love with him?
Well, you sure seem mighty angry to me.
It's called acting. I bounced upon with plenty of women over the years, and he's found me with plenty of men. Our marriage was purely for show. Sure, our relationship began with love and affection, but the love was gone a long time ago. Since we had already established ourselves as a husband and wife acting duo by the time the marriage crumbled, we decided to remain together. You can't very well keep the slogan partners on stage and off if audiences don't believe you're a couple.
Then why were you in Robert's room? Are you with Robert now?
No. Are you forgetting we're here for a family reunion? Suzanne is my cousin. Well, my wife's cousin's wife. So I guess that makes us cousins-in-law.
I was in Robert's room consoling him. His wife's just been murdered after all.
That sounds as fishy as a 2-ton pile of crab cakes.
Maybe it does, but it's the truth.
If the two of you were having an affair, both of you would be free of plenty of burdens with your spouses at the wedding.
We were not having an affair, and even if we were, why would we want Aunt Gretchen dead?
It was Beatrice and Connie. They said the old lady deserved to get murdered.
Oh, really now? Even if I said she got what she deserved, I do not remember saying I was the one who gave it to her. That's right. It is perfectly possible to dislike a woman without murdering her. That's right. I may have sent her morning coffee or once or twice. That's right.
I knew you were up to something, Miss Googleheimer.
Maybe after years and years of considering murder, Beatrice finally decided it was the right time to get rid of Gretchen Wilcox once and for all.
Why wouldn't I have just found a different place to work?
And why would we murder Dr. Shankland and Mr. Livingston? Neither of us have a problem with either of them.
Joel had a problem with Stefan. His reviews of Stefan in Theater Monthly were downright horrible.
They certainly were. Well, wouldn't that make Stefan want to murder me, as opposed to making me want to murder Stefan?
Not necessarily. Why don't you tell everyone why you're no longer a theater critic, Joel?
I wanted a career change. I thought critiquing hotels sounded more appealing.
Are you forgetting we also work in the entertainment industry, Joel? We hear the gossip. The real reason your career ended as a theater critic was because you were fired, tossed out on your behind without even a see you later. Too many of your plays went to become great hits. Your opinion in the theater community was no longer valued.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Maybe you wanted revenge from being let go from your job with Theater Monthly. Maybe you secretly blamed the success of actors like Stefan for your failure.
Well, then why wouldn't I murder Suzanne? And why would I murder Gretchen and Rachel? If you ask me, it's the 7 of you who look suspicious here. You've been running around this place all evening.
The mimes have been looking for food.
How much food can a mime eat? It would make perfect sense if one of you was a murderer. You've been in and out of the kitchen with access to the knives, just lurking around when no one was paying attention. Maybe to the cabinet to steal the gun. You were spying on me and Connie, and who knows who else you were spying on. Waiting for the perfect opportunity to commit murder.
And what was our motive?
I don't know, I'll come up with something.
If you think sneaking around is suspicious, you should look at those two over there. They broke into my room just a couple of minutes ago and attacked me. Then they started looking through my bags. They could have easily been snooping in other people's rooms. Sounds like an easy way to find murder weapons to me.
We weren't snooping to steal. We were snooping to protect.
Oh, so you claim.
Why would we want to commit murder?
That's easy. One of you murderers from Wilcox has revenge for knocking back your gun.
Do you really think we would stoop so low as to murder someone over that?
You were pretty upset that your right to bear arms had been violated. You were quite upset about something too, Lola.
That's right. Rachel was wearing an animal skin, and that made you angrier than a bull.
I'm against killing animals, including humans, even those who wear animal skins.
We're all pointing fingers over here, but nobody's mentioned that Yak Man is looking very suspicious.
How do I look suspicious?
Those conflicts filled with violence. You must know an awful lot about how to kill someone.
Only if the murders with supersonic force or techno laser beams. I know nothing about guns, knives, or electricity.
You seem like the perfect murder suspect to me. You wear a variety of costumes.
Uniforms!
You tell me different comic characters. Is one of those a murderer?
Never!
Maybe you want to be the ultimate villain. Maybe under all those uniforms is a killer. And you don't even know your real name.
Well, if I'm being honest, neither do I. I've been living as my favorite comic book characters for so long now, I've forgotten my own name. It's Jacobs. Something Jacobs.
You can't honestly expect us to believe that you don't even remember your own name.
Well, if you're gonna point fingers just because no one else is, then point a finger at the two people who haven't been accused yet. Freddie and Christine.
Us?
You two have been running the show the whole time, while the rest of us just sit around and accuse one another.
Good point.
It can't be us. Why would it be us?
It does seem awfully suspicious that the two of you keep insisting that we stay in our rooms, all the while having free reign over the rest of the bed and breakfast.
Well, I would never. And Fuzzy Wuzzy Freddy's too sweet to hurt a fly.
And when Aunt Gretchen, Rachel, and Stefan were all murdered, we were in this very room.
That's true. They were both in here when Aunt Gretchen was stabbed in the hallway. They couldn't have been the ones who murdered her.
Aunt and Rachel, they were both in here, so it couldn't have been either of them who ran past Connie and Stefan in the linen closet.
Freddie and Christine were also in this room when the fuse popped. That means they didn't murder Stefan either.
See? It couldn't have been us, but it could have been any one of you. Some of you have the motive for murder, while others of you have the opportunity. Freddie, what you need to figure out is who had both the motive and the opportunity.
Hold it. This guy needs our help.
And what should we do?
Well, in all the murder mysteries I've been in, the detective always asks suspects some questions.
But this bonehead doesn't have a clue what he's doing. He'll never know what questions to ask.
Well, then maybe we can help him figure it out.
Good idea. It's almost like a game. And you know how I like games. We'll get these folks to help us come up with some questions that they think Freddie should ask the suspects. I have notebook around here somewhere.
This is going to be fun. I can go down the questions. I'm used to writing quickly and taking research notes in the field.
What do you want me to do, Aunt Gretchen?
Stefan, you just stand there and look pretty like you always do. I'll handle these folks. Now, do any of you have a question that you think Freddie should ask the suspects? You, in the blue. Does Beatrice have any access to poison? Good question. Anybody else? You over there.
Where's the orange ink coming from?
Good question. You right here.
Did the knitting lady sign her autograph with orange ink?
Good question. Any other questions? Oh, you back there at the table.
What are known minds doing here?
Good Christian, you right there.
Why is Yak in even at the union gate?
All right. I think that's enough questions for now. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Why are the arms here? That's a great question. I was a little confused. Two places on the island that they can go. I mean, to be fair, up to now.
We're looking.
Kind of have to. So how do we get him to read these questions?
Yeah, how we get ready to ask these questions?
That's easy. All right, ready? Hold hands. Self-traffic, please.
Present.
What? Huh?
Why? They look like interrogation questions. Oh, did you come up with these all on your own?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, you know exactly what to do. My little Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Well, I guess my first question is for Beatrice. Do you have access to poison?
Have you tasted the cooking?
Okay. Moving on. So wait, does anyone know where the orange ink is coming from?
I don't know, a pen?
Who writes with cake?
What does the writing even look like? What kind of pen?
Who has an orange pen?
I don't know.
It's very unprofessional.
Now, why are you guys here?
Like I said, we were on our way to our next show. We just needed a quick little rest. Here.
People pay you to do that, then. That's an actual job?
Please stop, Joel. Don't worry about your
Freddie, quick question. Don't you have to make reservations in advance to stay here?
I did.
You said it was a quick stop on your way to your next show.
It is a quick stop, but I still made a reservation.
Months in advance. If I remember correctly.
Can we just move on?
Well, I have a question first. You guys look like you have some tension. Have you guys dated before?
Excuse me? I wouldn't waste my time with a theater critic.
And I would not waste my time with some low-down manager of mimes.
That was really rude, Joel.
They need couple therapy or something, I don't know. So, Yakman, why are you here?
50% man, 50% yak, and 100% master of terrible time.
All right, that's it. Christine, I'm not asking any more questions.
Do you have any idea who the murderer is?
No.
There's a surprise.
Do you have a better idea?
No, I don't want anything to happen to you.
Nothing is going to happen to me. Think about it. If I'm being targeted for murder, then the best thing to do would be to leave me out here alone as bait.
But no one will be in here to protect you if you're here alone.
Listen, if you make sure that everybody knows you're going to bed, then the murderer will know I'm out here alone and come after me.
Yes, you're right.
Good night, dear. I'll be in our room if you need me.
Sweet
just wanted to stretch my legs.
You really should get back. If Freddy catches you out here, he's gonna be awfully upset.
I'll take my chances.
Is that a knife on your belt?
No, of course not.
Oh.
It's a hatchet.
Why on earth are you carrying a hatchet?
Why do you think?
Oh, Joel, stop. Please don't hurt me.
No, wait, stop, no.
No, Joel, stop, please!
No,
Stop! Don't hurt us. Stop!
I'm not gonna hurt anyone.
Take Connie. She's young. She barely has a brain. She probably won't feel it.
I'm not gonna hurt anyone. This is just for protection. You don't think I'd walk around here without some sort of self-defense? You might try to murder me.
Oh, that's ridiculous. How could I possibly murder you?
With a lamp?
He's gonna have to get him!
No, wait, stop, no.
Take her behind the desk! What in the world?
Spider-Man can't see what she's doing.
Hey, get the water!
Golly gee! Don't hurt her!
I just want to eat! Where is my baby? Why is everyone yelling?
I think it was all just a big misunderstanding. I accidentally frightened Christine, and then Beatrice and Connie came out of the kitchen, and then,
I guess it caused a big commotion and everyone came out to see what all of the noise. What comic book character are you supposed to be now, Mr. Jacobs?
Oh, come on, guys. Clearly, I'm Princess Gracie Gumdrop. Princess and heir to the throne of all Sugar Town. Not all comic books are about superheroes.
I'm speechless.
there's worse.
Christine, is everything all right out there?
You all should get back to your rooms. If Freddy catches you out here, he's gonna be really mad.
Beatrice, Connie, what are you guys doing out here?
We just came to see if Christine wanted some cake.
That cake looks like it's seen some better days.
Yeah, we'll just leave it on the table in case you get hungry. Connie, let's go get you a towel. You made such a mess with your midnight snack.
Christine, are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine. And Connie just had a little incident with a piece of cake, and I guess we're no closer to catching the murderer than we were from the start.
Guess you're right. Maybe we should take our own advice and call it for the night. Maybe by the morning the storm will be over, we can alert the authorities.
I guess you're right. We amateurs will never be able to figure out who's killing my family and writing all of those creepy poems.
Christine, I know who the murderers are. I know. Oh my
You
God.
do?
I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner.
Well, who is it?
I'll tell you in a second, but first we need to get everyone back out here. We'll just have to ask some more questions.
Do you think Freddy really knows who the murderer is?
It sure sounds like he does. This is really exciting.
I'll say it's a good thing I already prepared some popcorn for tomorrow's movie night.
Say, Aunt Gretchen, where's the best seat in the house? I want to be able to see the action.
Why don't we sit out there with our friends? They look like they have a nice view.
Think the murderer is male? Good point.
Who do you think the murderer is, sir? Absolutely, I agree.
Will you shut your yappers? I don't want to miss a minute of this. This is much more exciting than anything that happens on daytime television.
Sorry, Aunt Gretchen.
You've had nothing but thrown around accusation and blame all evening, and it hasn't solved a thing.
I don't see what good any more questioning will do.
Well, that's why I won't be doing any more questioning. We'll be doing something new. Something I like to call role play.
What's role play?
It's like acting.
Now there's something I'm good at.
In your opinion,
You know, I'm just going to act like I didn't hear you say that. How can I help, darling?
Thanks for the opportunity, but I don't need your help for this one. I need the help of our little mime friends.
Whoa. As manager of the mimes, I would like to ask how they're going to be compensated for this performance.
Isn't it compensation enough that you might actually catch a murderer without dying in the process?
Sounds good to me. They're all yours.
Thank you. And can I please have Molly and Minnie? All right, for this first one, Molly, you play the murderer, and Minnie, you pretend to be Aunt Gretchen walking down the hallway.
Superb performance.
I must admit, even I was pleasantly surprised.
The subtle nuances were magnificent.
That was great. Now, for the second one, Molly, you will play Rachel, and Minnie, you will play the murderer.
Bravo! That was even better than the first role play.
I agree. Wonderful performance, but I just don't see how this is helping.
Well, if that doesn't spark something, maybe this will. For this one, Molly, you will play Stefan. And Minnie, actually, no. Molly, you will be the murderer, and Minnie, you will play Stefan. Don't forget to write your note. Well, that one was good too, but for this final one, Minnie, Molly, you will play the murderer, and Minnie, you will play Christine.
Sweetie pie, there hasn't.
Oh dear.
How did she?
Oh, Ro. Very interesting. So is that how you plan to murder Christine? Don't play innocent with me. It was you who murdered Aunt Gretchen, Rachel, and Stefan, wasn't it?
You have no proof.
Hey! Crimes are supposed to be seen, not heard. It's in your contract.
Save it. I mean, he's a murderer here.
It all makes sense. Who would suspect a mime of murder? You certainly look harmless enough, and you haven't made any verbal threats.
And how do you know Molly is the murderer?
I'm glad you asked. And that's because of the poems.
Don't tell me you're some type of handwriting analyst.
No, but I'm not colorblind. I noticed Molly had an orange stain on her glove. And you thought that it was from the cake, but I took a second closer look at the cake and noticed there's no orange frosting. Meaning the only way that these poems could be written was with an orange felt-tipped pen.
You know, as long as you look ready.
Thank you.
Now, we just have one tiny problem. You're going to have to die, all of you.
What are we doing?
You know too much. Do you think I can let any of you live knowing I'm the one responsible for 3 deaths?
But if you kill all of us, you'll be responsible for even more.
And who's going to tell them?
She has a point.
So, why did you kill Aunt Gretchen?
And Rachel.
And Stefan.
That's one piece of the puzzle I haven't been able to figure out.
Maybe this will help you. Do you recognize me? No? That's exactly the problem. I'm your cousin, Molly.
Another relative?
Cousin Molly? You mean Aunt Henrietta's daughter? I didn't know that you were in show business. You didn't know me at all. Nobody ever takes the time to get to know me. Many years ago, back when I was only 4 or 5, Aunt Henrietta had a falling out with her 4 sisters.
No one has talking to or about Aunt Henrietta, or her husband, or her daughter since. I haven't seen you since you were a little girl. How have you been?
Not bad. Yourself?
Fine, thank you.
Do you know how lonely a life it is when you're shunned by your entire family? The people who are supposed to love you and care for you? When I heard that a family reunion was being had, I waited for an invitation. The weeks went by, and when I never received one, I knew I'd have to crash the party. I decided it's time to get revenge on the very people who made me feel so rotten for all those years.
So, then it's true. You were planning to murder me next.
Yes, in fact, I'm gonna do that right now.
Isn't there some way we can work this out? Haven't you heard of the win-win guidelines?
It's too late for that.
Somebody do something!
Stand back, everyone!
Volunteer to be the first one to murder? Always truly was one crazy Yankee.
Princess? No, this isn't a comic book. This is real life.
Yeah.
Is that gun work?
No. But I can still defeat you with it.
Can you expect that? How?
Like this.
That looked easy enough.
I cannot believe my life has just been saved by Princess Gracie Gumdrop.
Christine! Whew. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
What should we do with Molly?
We'll have to tie her up. We'll put her in the kitchen with little Michael's sister at each entrance to make sure she doesn't escape.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's get to it, sister.
You have some rope in the mud ring. Good. Will you try to tie this down to them?
We can't thank you enough, Mr. Franklin, for saving our lives.
You're a Yankee, but you're one good Yankee. Just for this, all the exotic school furs we get on this here island will be yours.
We'll be giving up a fortune, but it's worth it.
The storm seems to be subsiding.
That means it should be over soon. Hopefully by then we can alert the authorities.
Well, now that everything's been settled, shall we finish our conversation, darling?
Yes, I was hoping no one's spying on us this time.
Are there any more desserts? I got mine so we can eat a house.
Yes, come with me now.
Come on, please.
Can I give anyone else anything?
I think we'll be fine here, thank you.
Good. In that case, I quit. This work as a maid is too stressful. I'm packing my things and leaving on the next ferry. I'm going back to working in neuroscience.
Okay. Well, you know, of all the lousy hotels, inns, and bed and breakfasts I've visited, this one has certainly provided the most interesting experience, even if there is cake everywhere. Now that's something to write about in a review.
Listen. Wait, what's her name? Princess Gracie Gumdrop. Well, thank you, Mr. Gumdrop, for helping us.
No, Freddie, don't thank me. You were the one who restored order to our dimension. You are the one who gives us hope, who gives us faith, who reminds us that while everyone loves to eat sweets, cavities can be prevented with responsible brushing and flossing habits. Princess Gracie Gumdrop cannot speak properly.
No, Mr. Jacobs. I've always found a man in a uniform to be quite attractive.
Oh, brother.
Really? I've always seen knitting as a fascinating hobby.
Maybe I can show you a few stitches.
Only if I can show you a few uniforms.
Sounds like the perfect couple. But first, I would like to say thank you to Freddie. Thank you for everything that you have done.
You're welcome.
How about a little hugsy?
Go on.
Ow! Something poked me!
Oh! That's where it's been the whole time! It wasn't lust after all!
I know this hasn't been the best bed and breakfast, but
Yeah, look at the wonderful family that you married into. Well, what's left of it.
Well, folks, thanks for all your help.
Freddie could not have solved this first murder case without you.
And we just wanted to say,
Hold on.